Hello. Hello, everybody, which I know includes before in the chat there. Hi, honey. Good to see you there. So, let me get a drink. All right. So, well, hello, everybody, and I am Little Redhead. I will be taking you around Lord of the Rings online today, and I've got my character Rosenbloom on the Meriadoc server. And I thought we'd do some running around. She is a hunter, and there's an update. Hang on, let me grab a cough drop. All right. There's an update coming up, update 45, I believe it is, where there's going to be some Hunter and Burglar updates. And I was watching a video recently about some of the updates that they previewed over on the Bull Roarer test server with the name of Bull Roarer. And yeah, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of differences here. So I thought I would just spend a little time running around with my hunter and kind of capturing some footage of what it's like, you know, in the moment playing with a hunter right now before the update. And then we can see what it looks like after the update and see what's different. So, but first of all, I haven't been in for more than 22 hours. So I'm going to stop by these ingredient crates and grab a couple things. So let's see. Oh, and I have a Hobbit gift. So let's see what we got today. We have a massive pile of silver scraps and 50 virtue XP. So here's something interesting. We pop out like to Bree. So I'm not in an instance right now because housing is considered an instance. Just like if you were to use the instance finder, it's the same kind of idea. So if you're inside of an instance, if you take any virtue XP, you don't get any bonuses while you're in an instance. Actually, how am I doing my subscriber bonus? Okay, so I got 10 days left. Okay, cool. I am currently with this character running on difficulty 3, which is fearless, and I get for that, for my troubles, I have more difficult enemies, but then I also get 20% more experience gain on monster kills. I don't currently need that because I'm I've reached the cap of the server, so that doesn't necessarily apply or is of interest, but that's okay. But the other thing is I get plus 5% virtue XP. So one thing I have done in the past is I've waited to use my virtue experience until there was a virtue experience bonus weekend. But what I found is that I believe is also 5%, and they don't stack. So right now I'm getting the virtue experience that is the same as if it was a bonus weekend because of my difficulty level. So if I, for example, you won't be able to see this, but I can go ahead and tell you. If I take this 50 virtue experience, if I go ahead and consume that, I got 50 plus a bonus of 3. So I got 53. And same thing here, 100, I got 105. So you notice it rounds up too, which is kind of nice. So the 5% on that 53, it'd be like, or 50 would be like 50, 2.5, and it just rounded up to 53. So that's nice. Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. You don't need to keep that stuff around. You can go ahead and just consume it. So if you got it laying around and you're waiting for a virtue experience bonus weekend, you are having that all the time. So hello, kitty cat. I have a kitty cat next to me. I thought I'd just double check and see if every once in a while I find some virtue experience on another character and I stick it in my shared storage so I can pass it over to Rose here. Also, we can get rid of a couple of things. The rest of that, I don't know. We're keeping that. Okay. So let's see. I was thinking. So we're working on the legendary item reward track. Now, Oh, hi, Casper. What we have available to us this quarter. Sorry, the cats are both like right here now. You guys are hilarious. Last few days, if I am sitting here, if one of them gets up, then the other one will come and like sit right up against my leg. It's kind of funny. It's not all the time, but it's often enough that it's amusing me. Yes, and then yesterday, hang on, Casper was next to me, and Kato was further. So Casper got up, wandered around. So Kato got up and came and sat next to me. So then he laid down further. So then he was like zonked out and stretched out and had like his back feet like up by, just on top of her. She was good about not being upset about it, which was pretty cute. Okay, anyway, so we have our current legendary item reward track, and it goes through. We have 28 days, well, 29 almost days left on it, including today. So I don't need any of these enhancement runes or any of this ancient script or any of these traceries. I have plenty, but whatever. I'll figure out something to do with it. I'm sure B4 will get creative for me and come up with something to do with all of it. But number 25, box number 25, will give me a coffer of the Jade Speckled Snake. Channel my inner dragon and horde, says B4. Yeah, I already have. Part of the problem is I'm going to have to start making more characters to hold this, which is silly because I don't need that. I might just start trashing some of it. Okay, anyway, we're up to box 33. Almost finished with it. Box 50 is a... Oh, yeah, right. That's the Dwarf Hall's housing items. I know you're shocked, but I mean, we gotta start getting rid of some of this. My inventory is like... Okay, my current shared storage is at 335 out of 350. And my personal storage on this character is at 116 out of 120. So we don't have a lot of extra room on this character and my shared storage. And most of my shared storage stuff has already been shoved off to other characters. So we're just going to have to start getting rid of some stuff. I'm not making any more characters. And already we're having that trouble with Treebeard because Treebeard closes at the end of next month. And so we've got to transfer all of our characters off of there. And I have like, I don't know, 15 characters or something like that over there. So I'm going to sprinkle them between Peregrine and Meriadoc here. And then I'll be close to max on both of those servers. So I think that's plenty of characters to be holding stuff. And I think if a character, if their entire 100 and whatever, 120 space is, if like 100 of it is used by holding legendary item stuff, and I have multiple characters doing that, I think we don't need all that. I think that's evidence that I have more than what is necessary for my characters, and it's time to get rid of some stuff. So there. Okay. So yeah, so box 75, though, is a coffer with elven housing items. I took a look at it, and there's some really pretty flowers that look kind of like... how do I explain it? It reminds me of, have you ever seen like flowers where it's like got a metal edging, and then the middle is like a frosted glass? That's what it reminded me of. That's what it looks like to me. So that would be kind of cool to have those flowers. But and then we've got elven housing coming out later on this year. So, hopefully it would be useful for decorating that elven house. And then 100 is a cosmetic pet, I think. Yeah, striped jerboa. So I'm not really like super excited about the reward track this time. So if I don't get to any of these things, that's okay, Like if we just don't make it, that's not a problem. But I thought, well, let's make a go at it and see how far we get. So, let's go to Rivendell. So one of my favorite ways to just do for working on the legendary item reward track is to do missions. Yeah, before says you get to take the summer off of it if you want. Which is true. Which is true. I'm still kind of interested in the elven one. But the thing is, I'm wondering if those flowers will be available some other way in the future. That would be cool. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Let's see how much we have of our currency item for this guy. 154. Okay, and I think the cap is 400 or 500, so we're good. We're good here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and do missions with this guy. And it's a, if you haven't gone through this before, the missions are like this series of missions here is a little storyline about Bilbo Baggins, and he's at the last homely house. The Fellowship has already left, so, you know, we're talking later in his years. And this elf has something important that he wants to discuss with Bilbo. Turns out to be poetry, I believe. So just so you kind of get the context of how lighthearted this is, really. But Bilbo has gone missing, and so they kind of send us here and there to see if we can find him. And then we find him, and he's gotten himself into a little bit of trouble, and then we have to help him make it out of that trouble, and he's back at the last homely house. Okay, so that's what this is. And you can do these one at a time. Now, the first time you go through it, you have to do them in order, and because it won't unlock the next one until you have done the previous one. So when you first talk to this guy, pretty sure he just has the number 1 there for you. And then once you've completed that, 1 and 2 show up and so forth. They also have a cooldown of 1 day, so you can only do each of them once a day. Number 1 and number 7 don't have any combat. So if you are just needing the experience and you don't have time for combat or not interested in it, you know, that's something you can pop over here every day and just do those 2 and call it good. Excuse me. But I'm going to go ahead and we'll go through the whole collection here because I'm curious to see how does my hunter do currently. And
I probably worry for nothing. When we find Bilbo, we will laugh long and well.
We will laugh long and well. Yes, as B4 points out, poetry is serious business, you know. Alright, so we run into Elrond, and we do a little bit of the Gandalf, good day, is it a good day, etc. Which is kind of funny. And I apologize, I have a little bit of sinus something going on today. So hopefully it is not too bad on the listening end. So we're still in Rivendell. Doop-a-doo. Oh, I forgot to trim my nails. I was going to do that earlier and I forgot again. He's like, oh, you didn't just stop me to talk about whether it's a good day or not. You had something else going on? He's like, yeah, she's got something. He kind of like, you know, chickens out there at the last moment. That's okay. I'm the one who gets to say Bilbo's gone to missing. And he's like, we'll go ask my daughter and, oh gosh, what's his name? Why have I just written his name? Well, we'll walk up to him here in a moment. She hasn't seen him. And we're going to check in with the twins. Oh, yeah, thank you, Glorfindel. I was stuck on C, and I'm like, I cannot come up with a C name that's correct. Yes, Glorfindel, hello. Oh, hey, I don't have names on. There we go. In role-playing, we often take the names off. So it changes what you see. Alright, so nobody has seen him. Oh dear. And then I pick up what's in the box, which is some tokens, and we go back to where we started. And we wait a moment. There we go. And that's it. That's how that rolls. That also counts towards missions, because it is a mission, literally. So, excuse me. Yeah, so if you are trying to work through the mission wrappers, this is also a nice way to do that. And mission wrappers will give you things like Embers of Enchantment, or what's the green one? Motes of Enchantment and Embers of Enchantment. One gives you one, and one of them gives you the other. These wrappers. Also some virtue experience, so that's kind of nice. And then you get a box of either crafting materials, legendary item boosts, or character boosts. And the character boost is things like experience boosters and stuff like that. So anyway, so that's one. So now we'll go on to number 2. So I've been going through and doing these with a minstrel, or with a, let me turn that down a little bit, or with a Bjorning, because their combat is pretty quick, especially the minstrel. Just go in and go, rah, and everything falls over. But I've noticed with the hunter it was taking longer, so I stopped doing it with her. But let's see how it is. Alright. Oh, am I wearing a fishing pole? Oh, no. Okay. It's just on cosmetically. May have to fix that. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I mean, not that fighting with a fishing pole isn't funny, but, you know, wasn't my ideal. Now, the nice thing is these NPCs actually do a lot of damage themselves. Fair enough, but a fair enough amount of damage. But look at this. Like, I'm down to half health already. What is going on here? Where's my heal myself button? There it is. It's interesting. I didn't think it was there. I thought it was down here. Oh, got one more round. Oh, and let's see. Let me put down some traps. Now, I've been just using my basic skills here, mostly in combat. So, barbed arrow, swift bow, and quick shot. Those are the ones that I tend to use the most. And, yeah, just kind of cycle between them. Sometimes when there's a group, I'll do like rain of arrows, which is nice. Now, the thing that I find is where the hunter excels right now, and I'm in red line, is when you're starting combat, so you're coming up on something and you're going to, you know, deal with it, as opposed to things surprisingly coming up on you. And so what I do for that is I will go invisible, use camouflage, and then I use burn hot, and then I use improved focus. Or maybe it's the other way around. But anyway, so like if I were to do that here, and then, oh yeah, it's supposed to be the other way around. Focus, and then burn hot. And like we've got multiple things here, so I'll just use rain of arrows. Lots of damage. Pretty neat. But if I'm standing in combat already, I don't get the opportunity to do those things because some of those things aren't even allowed in combat. So if you are running along with somebody and they, like maybe you're right next to each other and they get into combat, you're out of luck. You aren't able to go into that sequence of things. Now, in this case, I went ahead and stayed behind him again. So that way I wouldn't, I wouldn't end up in combat when he ended up in combat. Uh-oh. Get out of the way. Now, if I'm just doing one target, I'll do like a Heartseeker like that. That turned out pretty good. So if I'm able to like do a little setup, it goes better. But if I just like turn the corner and all of a sudden I'm in combat, it seems like it takes a long time. And you'll notice I'm having to do that, right? I'm having to kind of do a little bit of setup and then pause and then, shoot things. When I am playing with a minstrel, or when I'm watching Before play with a minstrel, there's a lot of like just basically run through them and shout at them on the way, and that gets rid of them. So I don't have that with the hunter, and the blue line hunter is supposed to be more mobile and able to do more of that on the way, but the DPS on the hunter has just been kind of low lately. So yeah, I'm curious to see. My understanding is DPS is going up, so that's good. Wisik 2-foot asks before if plugging along will be on later today, and the answer to that I know is no. Before is kind of taken the summer off, or at least July and most of August for sure. Will not be streaming during that time. He's off on other adventures. Yeah, as he says, sadly no, I'm traveling and only have a laptop with me. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. Whoa, 70 raiders from Sir Kiptu. Well, hello, raiders. Welcome. We're just having a pretty relaxing stream here, so you're welcome to come and hang out. Well, talking about that, the Wisik 2-foot says, "Before you are missed even still. Enjoy the summer." That's very kind. Yeah, so what we're doing on my stream today is doing some missions just to kind of like get a little visual on where's the hunter right now, how's that doing. And then when update 45 comes out with all of the hunter changes, we can kind of, do a little comparison and see what that looks like. Also, it's a little bit of a selfish reason. I can also then see where my buttons are on my screen. I mean, yes, I could take a screenshot, and I will. But just kind of a reminder of, what kinds of stuff I get into. What kinds of, what skills do I tend to use the most? Those sorts of things. All right, you turkey. Oh, they're too far away. Well, that didn't do hardly anything. That was supposed to be a good one. Yeah, I'm glad for the NPC in this one. There's times when I'm like trying to do other things really, and I just follow him around. He does it all. There we go. I am taking screenshots, as before points out. 30 screenshots a second. Oh, Sir Kipto, you are looking forward to the burglar changes. Well, that's awesome. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. And I watched a video, Aubrey the Weird One. Oops, I'm not I start running around as if I'm a minstrel, because what I do with the minstrel is I gather them all, and then I scream at them all. It doesn't go as well with the hunter. Not at this time. Maybe in the future it will. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, anyway, I watched her video and she was talking about the Hunter and the Burglar changes, and I don't know, she didn't seem too excited about it. So I'm kind of curious to see how it turns out and will I like it, the changes or not. Something about shifting around things maybe, or so when I'm hang on, let's see here, move this paper out of the way. I like I said, I'm in red line here. Let me go and do my hiding things. Just here it is. They're gonna have a little dialogue for a second. So I'm in red line, and I have a tendency to pull in a couple of traps and things from yellow line. Excuse me, and then I also pull some stuff over from blue line. Specifically, the movement speed buff. That's one of B4's favorites. So on the Hunter that we play, I've got my Hunter and he's got his minstrel. And we're running around together a lot, and so I'll pull in that extra run speed bonus and just put points into that also. Now the video, she seemed to indicate that they were looking at changing that, so there's like a cap, and it doesn't work the same way. Like, I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Sir Kiptu says, I don't really know Hunter well enough to have a super strong opinion on the changes as a whole. Yeah. And B4 says, apropos of nothing, but I'm standing next to the windmill in my personal house yard, and it makes creaking noises. You hadn't noticed that before. It does do that. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it goes as it goes around. It's cute. Speaking of cute, both the cats are passed out next to me. It's very cute. Excuse me. So yeah, so we're just having this kind of... Oh, you know what? I should put a trap down on him before I say hello. That'd be funny. All right. I do appreciate how trippable these guys are. He surrenders in defeat. Ho 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 ho. And the rest of them too. Not just defeat. Oh, Sir Kiptu said, well, sorry to ready to leave, but I'm very hungry, so dinner time. Have a great stream, Hobbit sister. Thank you. Well, enjoy your dinner. I know, I was thinking about that before streaming. I was like, I better eat something before I stream, or I am going to be very sad. I'll be a very sad Hobbit. Both in-game and out. So I had a little bit of mashed potatoes with some sauerkraut that I put together the other day. So that's pretty tasty. And then it was kind of, I don't know, it needed something. So I put some shredded cheese on top because I'd gotten some shredded cheese for a different thing that I was making recently. And so I just stuck it on top of there. So sure, you had first food before stream, but what about second food before stream? Sadly, that's going to have to be after stream. So I had first food before stream, and second food will be after stream. So, anyway, well, enjoy your dinner. Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what the changes are. I did take a quick look online before coming on because haven't been paying close attention. But I don't know when update 45 is actually coming out. I thought it was due to come out like next week. Maybe it is. I think it's soon. I'm not 100% sure when it is. We'll find out. I mean, we'll find out when it happens, really. But I'm sure there'll be an announcement like the day before. As always. Alright, well, I'm going to go invisible for now. Oh, how funny. My little basket is not invisible. The rest of me is, and the little basket stays visible. That's too funny. So before says, I think they just finished Bull Roar number 5, which seems like a lot of Bull Roars for a release. Yeah, no kidding. See, that's the annoying thing. Like, I clicked yes on him, and then we go straight into combat. So I don't have the time, the ability, literally cannot go into camouflage because we are immediately in combat, and I had to come out of camouflage in order to interact with him. So I can't always do my setup. And also, if we're like, I don't know, moving, I can't do my setup. And then, how much does this do? This is 10 enemies, so that was cool. But then I don't have a follow-up one, but I could do it again if it's not. Yeah, cool. I just have to remember to keep an eye on my health. I'm so used to having a minstrel with me to deal with my health. I have to pay attention to my own health when I'm by myself. So that's the nice thing about these missions is you can do them with 2 people. So that's a lot of fun, actually. I like doing them with 2 people. But yes, I agree that 5 bull roars does seem like a lot. And I think that is on purpose, though. They have a lot. Oops. I got caught. Uh-oh. Hang on. I'm not in the mood for your combat, mister. Give me a second. I gotta heal myself. Ugh, for heaven's sake. Alright, I think that's the last of them. Yeah, so says glowing also. But yeah, 5 bull roars. That is quite a lot. Well, I mean, that's huge changes, right? I mean, 2 classes that are... I mean, the hunter is generally considered a pretty accessible class. So a lot of people, that's their first class. It's kind of how they start the game, right? I mean, if we like look at the social panel, for example, I guess it'll only show me the first 100, but class-wise, got a handful of wardens there, runekeepers, a bunch of runekeepers, minstrels, bunch of minstrels. Okay, no, well then it goes off mariners, cool. Lore masters, a lot of lore masters there. And then hunters, well, we're still scrolling. Okay, yeah, and then, what, guardian? Hardly any guardians. Oh, CHN, what's that one? Champion. Captains. Just a couple 2 brawlers and a handful of earnings. So definitely, yeah, I would say, I mean, you can see by this list, only 2 burglars, but a lot of hunters there. We're still going, we're still going, we're still going, we're still going. There you go. So, yeah, I mean... Oh, if I just filter on hunter? Yeah, okay. Oh, maybe I don't do that? I don't know. How do we fill... Oh, all classes. Ha! Select all, unselect all. Okay, hunters... Yeah, we've got 86 that listed there. Bjorning 17, 10, 18, 52, 16, 32, 70 lore masters. People are grooving on the lore master. Only 48 minstrels, honey. Handful of captains, runekeepers, 24 wardens. Yeah. So, I mean, hunter with 86 definitely seems to, like, be the highest number of classes that's on right now. So that bears out our previous thoughts that hunter is one of the most commonly played classes. So it would make sense that they would want to have a lot of feedback on it, you know. Yeah, so 20%, before says 20% of the non-anonymous players are playing hunter right now. And when you've got, what, 10 classes, and 1/5 of them are one particular, you know, that seems kind of a high percentage. Anyway, I also have noticed that I find burglar hard to do. I just don't get it. And I know you're supposed to be able to like do all these things, and I never really could quite get the hang of it. So with the burglar rework, I'm kind of hoping that maybe it'll be a little bit more obvious what I'm supposed to do with that class. So that'd be cool. Because I know a lot of people have stopped playing burglar because it was just, I don't know, frustrating or whatever. Yeah, before says I struggle with with any melee class. I mean, that's fair. Sorry, I'm trying to like shift this sinus stuff. Yeah, well, you got really good with what was it? Warden for a little while, the one with the shield. Shieldvacht. It seemed like you were getting pretty proficient with how to use her pretty effectively. Guardian. Okay. So, yeah, so there was times when before and I were running around together, and he was using his Guardian, and was pretty effective at playing that. But I guess you weren't doing damage, just holding aggro. I see. Okay, and I was doing the damage. Got it. Okay. See, if I was on the minstrel, I'd be past these guys by now. That's what I'm saying, and I wouldn't have taken anywhere near the amount of damage that I just did. So, definitely, I'm feeling like the Hunter DPS is just a lot, like, I don't know, more grindy than other classes right now. Or, well, yeah, than some. Like, I know I can come through with the minstrel, and there's like 2 or 3 things that basically I can gather everybody up, and then I can just shout at them a couple times, and they all fall down. And that's pretty handy. But this one I have to like stop, think my way through it, hit things, you know, that sort of thing. Oops, I'm gonna get out of this box. Cool, which says my burglar was meant for kin play. Yeah, exactly. And you had trouble playing him when the kin broke up. Yeah, like I remember we were running with somebody who was playing a burglar, and he was so good at it. And he would be able to get those fellowship maneuvers up, and he was doing like that backstabby stuff and everything, and like he really had it down. But then he stopped playing, which was really sad because, you know, it was really handy having him playing that burglar, and he understood how to make it work. Oh, did I miss some, hang on. No, not branches. Did I miss a thing to click on? Just want to make sure I didn't miss one. Okay, I think we're... Wait, search the campsite to the northeast. I think I did not get close enough to the camps. Oh, wait, no. The campsite. I think we're fine. Yeah, it doesn't show me on the map where I'm supposed to be going. Northeast. This seems right. If this isn't right, I gotta run back and check in at that other campfire. Nope. It meant the other one. Okay. We gotta run back down the hill. I guess I didn't go far enough in for it to trigger. I just got so distracted by all the enemies and stuff. And apparently, oh wait, oh, you know what? I went ahead and bought like the 4th spot, and I forgot to go pick it up, like to go train it. Otherwise, I'd be picking up branches. I gotta remember to do that. It was on sale. They were on sale to get that 4th profession slot. So I did that, and it didn't show up, and I thought, well, this is really weird. I wonder what I did wrong. And then, yeah, there we go. I was supposed to check here. Didn't go far enough. But it was an item that came into my inventory, and it was a consumable, kind of like the task boards, how you get an extra one that you can do at the task boards, and that sort of thing. There we go. There's the tracks I was wanting to click on. Anyway, so once I did that, and then it was obvious like that, but I'd already, yeah, I forgot to go back to the the trainer and train up. Now, I guess I wouldn't be picking up these branches though, because these are not level 1 branches, and I haven't started picking up branches yet. Alright, here we go. This is where we're supposed to be. And there was a fight between goblins and wargs, I think, or, yeah. They were like, Bilbo's mine. They're like, no, Bilbo's mine. There you go. Yeah, I feel like all the classes are supposed to be soloable, but I definitely feel like some of them are more soloable than others. Like the ones like Guardian that we were talking about earlier, and how it's really good at holding the aggro. Excuse me. But then, like, how do you do damage if you're running around by yourself? So you're holding aggro and trying to do damage, and that doesn't really work. And I was playing a champion when I first started, and again, I was having that same kind of problem. Like, how do I do damage to things? Oops, let me scoot over. So, B4 points out that red line guardians can do some damage, but you don't really understand it as well as blue. Yeah, fair enough. Well, when the new hunter changes come, I will be getting more familiar with the blue line of that, I think. Because, here, I'm going to switch into heal myself mode. So there's a handful of stances, and I assume these will still be around. Who knows? But so there's a strength stance where you get more critical rating. There's this precision stance that I use where I get more bow critical multiplier, and it gives me focus, which is handy. And then the last one is endurance, and this one, it gives you evade and parry and stuff like that, which is handy. But also your quick shot gives you a 30% chance of giving you extra morale when you are hitting things. So, well, I guess I don't need it right now, but next time I'm getting into some trouble, maybe I'll just leave it on this for now. That way I don't have to remember to switch. I definitely feel like with Hunter, I'm having to spend a lot more time just doing single targets, whereas with the Minstrel, I really like how you can do multiple targets a lot more. I mean, maybe the changes will mean that I will spend more time playing in, no, I want to hit this guy in front of me. Spend more time playing with blue line, I don't know. Look how long this is taking me just to take out this one guy. What in the heck? That should have been 2 or 3 hits and then done. That's what I'm talking about, like, just doing my normal stuff, and it takes forever. It feels like it. Yeah, so, like, I should probably count next time. That went better at the end, though. Alright, so we've got 2 wargs up there. Okay, let's see if I do all my stuff. Excuse me. 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, that worked out better because I did all my stuff though. Got all my critical hits there. Cool Witch says, sounds like I'll be switching from Yellow Hunter with the changes. I'll give it a try at first though. I'm so used to crowd controlling traps when soloing. Yeah, I discovered I enjoyed doing traps and crowd control when I was playing with other people, but it seems like I kind of like go through an evolution where it's like in the early, like at the very, very beginning, doing the crowd control works great. Like put down a hunter decoy and then let the things attack that so then you can attack them because you're so squishy in those first, like, 10 levels. But then once I started getting more abilities, it was like, okay, now we can do, other stuff. And I would often switch to blue so I could still be very mobile and, you know, get out of something if I needed to and still be able to. So I could basically kite something, and just keep running around in circles around it while I'm hitting it. But then after a point, it seems like the red line becomes really strong. And so it's like, okay, then, I go ahead and I switch to red line and I'm usually in a situation where I can step back and, attack things and I've got some extra time because I'm at a distance. So that's kind of the progression I tend to run, but then I borrow things like from yellow and stuff. I honestly thought they were going to do with Hunter like they did with Minstrel and basically get rid of the yellow line and make it like just bonus stuff you could pick from. And that you would basically just have, blue or red. But it sounds like they're keeping all three. So I find that interesting. I guess there must be enough people like yourself who are enjoying Yellow Line that they really thought that it would not be appropriate to just get rid of it. So, I mean, that's cool. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's really interesting. That's an interesting thought. Because another thought I've had is, so you've got two tabs by default, two whole pages where you can configure how you want to be. So what I tend to do is I have one that's red and one that's blue. But you can buy a third one. You can buy more than one, actually, for Lotro points. Oh, wait. No, sorry. For Mithril. 100 Mithril coins. So it has occurred to me that, especially with my hunters, that I'd be interested in getting that third one, so then I could switch around between red, yellow, and blue. This is the other one where there's no combat, by the way. So this is kind of nice. So, yeah, I mean, once they solidify this, I might, especially since we, with all the server changes and stuff, I've kind of rethought about my characters. And so I have a, sorry, there's a spider over there. I have a main character. My main is over on Treebeard, and that's my completionist character. So that's the one where I'm working on everything. With B4. B4 has his main completionist character there also. So we're doing all that over on Treebeard. Of course, Treebeard's closing, so now we're having to move those characters. Before all this 64-bit stuff came up, and there was like 5 US servers, 5 EU servers, there were events that were happening, in all the various places. So there was stuff happening on the German servers, there was stuff happening on the French server, there was Landerval, there was Laurelin, all these places where stuff might be happening. Oh, and even Brandywine sometimes had an event, or sometimes I want to go to something on Evernight or whatever. So my thinking was, okay, I'll just have characters on all the servers, and then if I ever want to attend an event, I have a character there. So that was kind of my thinking. But now it's like, well, pretty much anything on the EU side that's social related has pretty much ended up here on Meriadic, and anything that is less social focused, is probably on like Orcrist or what was the other one they opened up? Glamdring? Excuse me. And then for the US side, most of the social stuff ended up on Peregrine. And, you know, the less social stuff is over on, well, maybe it's Glamdring over there, and Sting. So anyway, and I've realized that I'm mainly just in the social stuff. Oh, this one's annoying. You have to take these guys out before more guys come out. So it is kind of a timed sort of thing. Hang on. This is where more DPS is nice. Come on. Okay. Yeah, let me count how many hits I have to do to finish these guys off of here. There'll be 3 that come out of here. So 1, and then if I stand here, the other 2 will come out. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And now we got new people. Yeah, so that's not awesome. So that's what I'm saying, like, it should not take this long for me to take these guys down. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, let's get this door real quick. Phew. Really, sometimes none come out for you at this gate. Now, if you, maybe if you stand over here, maybe you don't end up in their line of sight or something. I hadn't thought about that. Snafuto. Okay, and then this other gate usually has 1 that comes out. Oh, Dance Lover. Says, greetings everyone. Do we already know when the Hunter changes will be live in game? You know, that's so funny. That's what I was saying earlier is I don't know. I went looking to see when update 45, I'm pretty sure it's 45, is due, because that's the one that will bring these changes to us. And I did not see a date. But they have been having multiple bulwars, up to 5, as before pointed out. So maybe it's soon. Oh yeah, before pointed out that he bought the 3rd line for epic battles on his main, on that the 3rd one of these. So he has 1 that's just about epic battles, which is an interesting idea. I'm gonna throw some traps down. It's so funny when I'm playing other games and I'm like, I know I'm about to go into combat and I'm like, okay, let me set down some traps. It's like, oh wait, I can't. That's a different game. Okay, I'm gonna stand over here. You come to me and then I can hit you harder. Ugh, I don't want to be in that box. No, thank you. See, this is where having 2 players doing this stuff is handier. Shoo! It goes a lot faster. So before and I will sometimes come and do these, and I find that really handy. Okay, Coolwitch said, Cord said possibly this week, but they haven't made an official announcement by now. It probably slipped. Maybe. Well, it is today, Tuesday. Oh, yeah. It probably would not be coming out tomorrow, would it? That's true. Yeah. So, yeah. Although, I mean, they could announce it today to come out Thursday, because it's still daytime for you guys there, right? It's like 6, 7 o'clock here, or whatever. I don't know what time is it. It's 18:26, so 6:30. Yeah, it's 6:30 here. So it's like noon for the SSG folks. 12:30. So it's possible they could still announce today. But I agree with you. I think that's less likely. Yeah.
They must be holding him in the dungeons.
They must be holding him in a dungeon. So yeah, like, for example, I just have to approach this differently. So I'm doing this like, you know, take out 1 or 2 here. And then go forward. Oh my gosh, he's still not down. Come on. There we go. Whereas when I'm running through with the minstrel, I just go zippity zip, grab them all, bring them all out here. Because this guy's got stuff to say. And so by the time the next round starts, these guys are all down. Like, they're down by now. Oh, Dance Lover says thank you. Well, you're welcome. Yeah, sorry, I wish I knew. But yeah, they've done, what'd you say before? 5 rounds of, oh, for goodness sake, hang on. My health is really low. Oh, hang on. Let me do this. Sorry, I had to think for a second. Needed to get away in order to think. This is not going well. Where's another potion? I seem to be missing some potions. Oh well. We'll give this a try. Come on, come on. Shoot, 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 shoot. Heal thyself, Hunter. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, it's something about the run boosts are going to be in combat, not out of combat or something. I don't think I'm going to make it through this. Let me try again. Okay, so B4 says, a few days ago they posted, Beta 5 has concluded for Update 45. Please join us for our next preview session on Bulroar coming soon. Wow, so does that mean they're going to do a 6th one? Interesting. Oh. At least 6, yeah, fair. I mean, it's a huge deal, I think, you know, updating Hunter. Next 3, hi baby. We have a Kato on the scene. The cats keep coming and going. The afternoon sun is really good right here, right now. So, they both enjoy lying down here at this time of day. Although, I have pulled the curtain over, so there's not a lot of sun on the couch right now. But a cat can wish. It has been crazy. We have been... It was so dry. We had no rain for quite a while, it feels like, out here. And then every once in a while we'd get a day with a little bit of rain. But then the last, I don't know, not quite week, but we've had, we've been getting days with thunderstorms, which has been exciting. And a couple of days we've had, it was just like pouring down. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Oh, you know, I want to swap these two. Well, yes, that, but I meant to swap it, not use it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Not Bilbo. That didn't go like I had hoped. Oh, well. Oh, you know, I guess I could be using fire oils and stuff on these guys. That might make my life a little easier. Maybe that's where Hunter is right now, is they just expect that you're going to use other stuff, you know? I know it was silly. I went ahead and applied something, but then I'll have it for the next one. Because we do have combat in the next one as well. Oops, too soon. Sometimes you're in that, you know, it's like coming out of a dream. You're in that kind of half asleep, half awake state. So half in the mission, half out. So sometimes you have to wait until you're fully out. Okay. So we gotta help him make his way through Goblin Town. Oh, first he's gonna pick up a sword, though. I am holding on, Bilbo. Anyway, so yeah, with the server consolidation stuff, I don't feel a need to be on every server anymore. So I'm pretty much just focusing my characters and everything I'm doing on the two RP servers. Um, at which point it might be worth it because then I'm down to just like one main on each of the two servers, and then the rest of the characters I can play, and work on as I want to. But I'll already have my two mains on each server rather than trying to have like a main on 10 different servers. So that makes a difference. Oh yeah, let's get some of that back up. Cool. I do like it when that happens. Heartseeker is nice. And when it crits and you take them out in one hit, that's just very satisfying. Okay, so here we pause for a moment to gaze upon where we've been before. He didn't really have a chance to look at this before, he says, so he's like taking a moment. I always worry I'm going to fall off the edge, so I'm going to stand over here. So yeah, since I'm only going to have like two characters then, basically, as mains, then it might be worth investing the mithril coins and buying that last slot. So I might consider doing that, one, if it ever goes on sale, and two, if it's once the changes come out, if I end up wanting to do one of each of the different lines, that might be cool. Oh yeah, snow-covered aurochs. Cute. No, why that's on my bar though? Doesn't need to be there. Well, I wonder if I got that recently. Sometimes how it does that, it fills in like an empty spot if it sees one, So maybe that's why that ended up there. All right. Well, that went a little faster. I guess I put a bow chant major breach finder on. It says minus 900 range skill damage. Empowers your bow with new strength. Your arrows bypass some of your target's armoring. So maybe that's what it is it's like helping me with my on-level, bypassing some of the armor on on-level enemies. So maybe that's how I need to be more effective with Hunter until the changes, is by making sure to use some of the, like I have some bow chants, major breach finder, and it's the same one. Oh, I just stuck it on there twice. Trying really hard to remind myself to use it. Okay. Doop, doop, doop. Let's see. Right. So Bilbo may have done a little deception here. He was walking in the mountains. He was just strolling about, thinking about things. And he was captured by a party of goblins. And then a second patrol came up with these guys. And he's like, I know they love gold more than everything. And he had to think fast. And so he told them he had been an adventurer in his younger days and had hidden sacks of gold in the mountains. So then the goblins fought amongst themselves, as he knew they would. And I think he thought he could get away while they were fighting, but that didn't work. They caught him and locked him in the cell here. So there's no sacks of gold. So he's like, how are we going to get out of this pickle? He's like, I got an idea. So basically, he talks the other guy into agreeing to a one-on-one fight with me representing Bilbo. And yeah, so they're going through the conversation here. Snafuto asks, do you know if they made the hunter combat skills auto-target like minis do? Yeah, you can auto-target. You can click this button here when you have an enemy, or you can use the tilde, the little wiggly thing, on your keyboard, and that will activate auto-attack. Here, I can probably show you that here. All right, let me wait till the big guy. Oh, I gotta interact with this guy. He says, all right, sure. I agree to this one-on-one business. But he's not going to be the one. He's got somebody else coming. So, which will be a big guy. But yeah, let me see if I can do my auto attack. So for me, it's just using my bow as the auto attack, unless they end up close enough to me for melee, and then it's just a melee thing. Okay, so oops. So there's my auto attack. So it's just like boink, 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 boink. That's the auto attack for a hunter. And then if I'm in melee range, yeah, the auto attack is like that. It's like boink, boink, boink. All right, so there's some more potential wheeling and dealing here, where he's like, basically, Bilbo's like, so we bested you, haha, and he's like, yeah, well, what if I don't let you go anyway? And he's like, so you're gonna tell your goblin friends here that you don't, you're gonna go back on a bargain, and maybe that means you'll go back on other bargains, like sharing the gold with them. So he talks our way out of this as well, which is handy. So yeah, it's so funny because with the servers, everything closing, I had intended to be on Treebeard, for the next few years still, until Treebeard closed, like, 4 years down the road or whatever. But yeah, that's just not happening. So at this point, we'll be transferring all of our Treebeard characters off in the next month or so. And like I said, so I'm consolidating pretty much all of my characters on Peregrine and Meriadoc. Although it's interesting because I forgot that I had, when the servers were opening, I had done some of those placeholder characters on all 4 of what were the servers that were opening at that time. So, which were, Glamdring, Orcrist, and then Pippin and Merry. So what are the 2 new ones? Sting and... I forgot what the other one was. Oh well. Alright, so now we gotta go inside and talk to Bilbo. Oh, Snafuto says, no, I mean when I press one of the combat skills, it chooses the closest target, so I don't have to select a target before shooting. Oh yeah, it does that too. Hang on. Let me turn this in. We'll go find like a pack of something to attack. But yeah, basically, you press it once and it targets, and you press it a second time and it auto attacks. All right, Bilbo. Kabam. Let's go to... we could go to Estelden. And go find the pack of bison outside. I'm still all dressed up for the summer festival for midsummer. Oh, and while I'm out, maybe I should try and remember to go put my 4th profession on. That would be smart. Oh, I guess there's stuff here. Okay, so like there's an enemy there. So if I hit auto attack the first time, it finds it, and then I hit auto attack a second time and it shoots at it. Let me see. Aren't those? No, there's a ward. We could do the same thing again. So, and it's the same thing with this. I can click that once and it finds it, and I click it again and it turns it red, and that's the auto attack part of it. Does that make sense? Oh, hey, grab some of that iron while I'm standing here. I wish it would just do it with the first click, but it seems like it takes 2 clicks to activate it if you don't already have something targeted. So, you know, auto attack. Because the first time, yeah, it, like I said, it seems to just find it. So there, I could just like run around pressing the tilde over and over, and you know, which sometimes I do that. Like just tap, 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 tap. There they are. Oh, I don't want to shoot the hair. Also, you can use Shift Tab to switch to the next one. So again, I've targeted something, so I hit it the second time, and it takes it out. But yeah, you can just 1, 2. So first time it finds the nearest thing, and the second time it tells me it's too far away. There we go. Ooh, a gold deposit. We'll go for that. Yeah, give that a try. See if that works out for you. B4 points out too that maybe check your options. So I just use Control O, but you can also go through the caret menu. And let's see, combat options. Allow skill buttons to target nearest enemy. So you might need to make sure that that's checked also. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Coolwitch says, I forgot to go to Bilbo once to finish the quest, the one we just did. A month later, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't pick up that last quest because it had dropped off the quest tracker. That's awesome. Let me run over to Mickle Delving real quick. You wanted to 1 click and kill like you can with Mini. Yeah, it seems like it's a double for me. Like, the first one is target, and the second one is auto attack. It seems like you have to do one and then the other if you're not targeted on something. If you're targeted on something, you just hit it once and it goes into auto attack. But yeah, I see what you... Yeah. Not quite the same. I understand. Alright, so now I should be able to... Goodness. It's a whole little crowd. Yes. Okay, I want to add... Oh, what do I have? Cook, Tailor, Prospector. Oh. Because Scholar would have been nice, but I think I should add Forester because there's always branches to pick up. Well, then again, Scholar would allow me to pick up Scholar branch. Now, you know what though? I think Forester is fine.
What do you need?
Yeah, I do want to learn the Forester profession. Thanks. Okay, so introduction to forestry.
Please, stay a moment.
Speak to the supplier. Hi, supplier.
What do you need?
Oh, you know what? Let's shove this stuff out of the way. All right, so go open the crate. And now I have stuff, and I need to make a piece of brushed light leather. This is where it's important to pay attention, because sometimes there's more than one thing there, and you can make the wrong thing. And then you got to go out and gather and come back and make the right thing. Not that I've got experience in this. I totally have experience in this. All right, cool. I've made things. Hello, supplier. Look at my things. Aren't they pretty?
Just a moment.
Yay. Ooh, I now have the title Easily Lost. And then practice makes perfect.
Moment of your time.
And that's cool because you know what that gives me? It gives me 3 universal ingredient packs for free. Thanks, man. That's always nice. I like free stuff. And yep, title awarded, easily lost. I think I'll leave Confused by Cats for now because that one is funny. So, yeah, Snafuda is, it seems logical for Blue Hunter line. Well, yeah, that's interesting because I think I just, you know what I do is I do tab tilde tab tilde tab tilde when I'm running around as Blue. So the tab, you know, targets and then the tilde auto attacks, and I just run around doing that whenever I'm running around as Blue Hunter. Hey, don't I? Oh yeah, there it is. Let me move that to the right place. I like having these up here. So let me see if I can, because I think that's what I do. Like, it's so funny. You just get these habits, right? And you don't pay attention to what you do anymore. But let me just check and see if that's what I do. I think it is what I do. So before it says, on my minstrel, the first skill targets the nearest mob, and the second time it attacks. I don't get a target plus attack on my minstrel. Snafu. I haven't actually killed anything in a while. Fair enough. You remember it being much easier to play the mini than the hunter because of targeting. So here's what I often do. I'm pretty sure I should probably go somewhere where I have things I want. Yeah, so I do that. I do tab, 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 tab. So I'm like just sitting there toggling tab tilde over and over on my keyboard when I'm running through trying to take out something. Let me look at my deeds. The other one, yeah. What do I have an area door that I haven't finished? What's that? Barrow spirits in the barrows. Oh. That doesn't sound exciting, but I guess I could go. I don't really want to do that. Big game in Bree. Big game slayer. Wildwood orc slayer. Okay, hey, let's go to the Wildwood. Do I have travel there? I do. Trestle Bridge or Trader's Wharf? Let's go to Trader's Wharf. That's another thing I'm thinking about doing with this character is here on Mary, because I'm often playing by myself on Mary. Whereas over on Treebeard, usually Before and I are playing together. And those mains, the debate was, where are we going to go with them? And because we're currently doing questing with folks. Oh, wait. I probably shouldn't bother with those guys, should I? No, they don't count for anything. But we were thinking about, like, where do we go? And so our questing partners are also very active. Well, are more active on Peregrine than Mary. So it looks like that's where we're going is with those completionists are over to Peregrine. Oh, what? Branches. I just got branches. Oh, I didn't stop and deal with that, did I? Silly me. Oh, well, you know what? I should probably stop tracking that then. So, yeah, you know what? That's what I'm doing is I'm just toggling back and forth. So you see, I'm like, I can slow this down for a second. I'm like going tab and then tilde, but I'm doing it so fast that by the time they show up, they look red. Since tab will show me the nearest anyway. I wonder if those elk count for big things. I should look at it next time. Do you count? Oh, you do. Big game animals. You do count. Anyway, so something I was thinking about doing with this character was kind of rolling around and trying to work on some of her outstanding Slayer deeds. Yeah, so it's definitely not a one key stroke, though. That is true. Because I am doing that where I'm like hitting tab and then tilde and then tab. I'm just like going just 1 2 1 2 1 2. Oh, I do need brigands. Cool. And sometimes I'm a little faster than the game is. I'm like clicking all over and it's not ready for me. Yeah, so, well, as exciting as it is, I might actually just pop back to the crafting area real quick and catch this character up a little bit on forestry. I know it's not quite as exciting thing to watch on stream, but you know. So another thing I need to do, because, okay, so I have a bunch of carryalls over on, oh, interesting. Okay, wait, hang on a second. Oh, I thought I would need these on rows, but I don't. Okay, I have all of these. Cool. Anyway, I have a bunch of carryalls over on Treebeard, and I have some here on Mary, and then I have some over on Pippin. And so the question is, like, you know, which carryalls are going to which location from Treebeard. And so I was kind of doing some, like, okay, I have this many of this and this many of that. So wood, I need that one. That one. See, that's the problem too, is because I already combined from multiple different places. This stuff's a mess. Like, it's so, yeah, chaotic at the moment. Oh, and I have 2 empty ones here. That's hilarious. There was a time when carryalls were on sale, and I'm like, I am stocking up because I always need more carryalls. Now, as it turns out, I need more housing carryalls, but we'll get back to that. Okay, so let's see. Are these in any sort of order? They might be. I guess because I have them all on me, though, it's just gonna do its thing. Let's see. That one's on auto. That one's on auto. Okay. Let's take the wood stuff out of this one. This one, okay, so we're gonna rename this one because it is unsorted, but it has hides now. So we're gonna call that hides. Oops, that was the wrong button. Dang it, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to say save. Give me this. Oh, darn it. Okay. Well, okay, we're taking that out. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff that ended up in there by mistake. Do. Branches are not hides. We're just going to have hides in here for right now until I can sort all this out. Okay. No boards. None of this other stuff. You are just hides. Okay. Because normally I put hides and brushed leathers together. Oh my gosh. What a mess. What a mess. So not this one, but this one can auto gather for sure. Yeah, this is why I haven't done any of this, because I'm like, I'm going to have to take everything out. Well, not everything, but I'm going to have to take a lot of stuff out, deal with it, put it back. All right, I'll just make what I got. See how it goes. Do I have enough to level up? Cool Witch asks, are macros allowed? Creating a macro for tab tilde combo would be more efficient. Macros are not allowed in the game. You can do things like have on your bar, and before you're better at explaining this, where you have like an action and you can set it to a spot, like follow. So you could have like slash follow on your bar as a thing. And they would just push the button and it would auto follow. Oh, Snafuto, I didn't know that the arrow on the bottom removed items I always dragged out. I mean, you can drag out. Now, here's an interesting thing, though, is it removes it in stacks of 50. So if I were to do, like, one of these larger things here, so like, if I do, you know, this black resin, and I shove it out, well, it's still, there's still a bunch of it. Here, where did it go? Drop of black resin. Oh, no. Oh, no. What was it that it does in 50s? Oh, the task items. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. There's something where it doesn't do it all. Or maybe it's 500. Maybe it does it in stacks of 500 that it pulls it out. That might be it. But yeah, having that little thing is handy if you just want to click. Wood. Unfortunately, you can't do a like pull out everything or, you know, something like that. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? All right, let's see how many of those can gather in. Okay, so at least I have that. No auto. We're going to rename you to empty for now. And then I can come back to that later. Yeah, no, I think it pulls it out in 500s. That's what it is. Maybe. Anyway, so if you have large stacks, you have to do it in multiple clicks. Let's see. Okay, so the resin I want out, because I want that to go, I should have a criticals bucket somewhere, and those will go in the criticals bucket. Is that resin? That's resin. Okay. So that'll do for now. But we don't have enough leather and boards. Is there more stuff in my shared storage? What have we got? Jeweler, empty. Where's the other empty one? That's my dice. Unsorted, empty. Okay. Scholar. Hides. Oh, let's grab that. Scholar. All right, and then the criticals. So this one's doing not too badly. So I have one that's critical items, one that's ores and metals of the early stuff, so like tier 1 through tier 6, and then one that's ores and metals of the higher levels, so tier 7 and above. So that's handy to have that kind of like, you know, separated out. Okay, so we can't fit this in. So I may have to, what I did realize at one point though is my critical items stuff, it doesn't all fit in one. So we'll come back to that. So that one can just go in there for now. And that can go in there for now. So at least that tidies things up a little bit. All right, cool. Okay. So now I also have more stuff because it went in another bucket. So let's do some more leathers. And we'll do more tidying of this another time. But, you know, I'm like slowly getting there with my carryalls, getting them sorted out. Because I think what will be handy to do is eventually have like lower level stuff, higher level stuff, or maybe separate hides from leathers. I'm not sure. But maybe doing just lower and higher, that might be the way to go. So have like, hides and leathers up to tier 6 or something like that. You know, whatever actually fits in there well. And I used to combine the crit items with their, you know, other pieces, but having them separate's just been really kind of nice. I don't use them very often anymore either, because you can't use them in this kind of a situation. Oh, hello, I'm done. We're ready to move on to the next one. Cool. So I'm just trying to, I definitely want to get proficiency in everyone, which is the first little anvil. But then I want to actually master each level, so that way it's fully done and I don't have to worry about it, don't have to come back to it ever. Especially these early levels, it's nice to kind of knock those out of the way pretty early on. And then of course it's going to keep giving me these titles. Nope, I don't want to do glazed of anything if I can help it. The glazed stuff requires the using the wax, and I'm not really looking to make that at this time. I'm just looking to make, you know, the basics, and then I can come back and make glazed stuff later if I need it for to make something. But again, these early levels, I generally don't need that stuff anymore. It's just to get me for efficiency at this point. And it's so funny now that we can pick and choose whatever crafting we want to do. You don't have to, because there used to be, in order to cover all of the crafting options, you had to, there was like 4 characters could cover them all. It was like this little magic square of, you know, how to cover all the professions, and you could do it with just 4 characters. But now that we can pick and choose, you know, there's so much more flexibility. So I haven't really gotten back to, like, do all my characters, among all my characters, do I have everything? The other thing, though, is, you know, I realize I don't really enjoy, like, hang on, let me make one more. Weaponsmith, or, and what's the heavy armor one? I just don't really enjoy doing those. So it's like, maybe I just don't have a character who does those. And maybe I just have, like, you know, if I need something, I go to, you know, World Chat and whatnot. Metalsmith? Yeah, Metalsmith. Thank you. Thank you, Snefuto. So yeah, Metalsmith and Weaponsmith. I realize I just don't enjoy doing those. Cook I enjoy okay, but man, that's a lot of materials. Like, I tend to have 3 to 5 carryalls of stuff for cook profession on a server. It's just insane. Because basically the way I've started sorting it, I think before I started with this, and I really liked it, was having like 1 carryall are the things that... Okay, so your Honorian, before it says my Honorian cook jeweler has 4 carryalls so far. So I like having it where you've got like 1 carryall is all of the stuff that other characters made. So farming, all the stuff that came out of your other characters doing farming, that's in 1 carryall. So stuff you can make yourself. Then 1 carryall is stuff that you bought from the provisioner. Who's that person that you buy stuff from? Supplier. So like eggs or pieces of coney or whatever, all those different things. So that's nice. So that way that's like, okay, I need more of X. Oh, okay, I know where I get that from. I go and buy that from the vendor. And then 1 carryall, that stuff that where you took these raw ingredients and you made something, like the jams. you know. So you had to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you made all those jams. So one carry-all that's just things that you then created by putting stuff together. So let's see. Before says he's got for the cook jeweler, one that's just gems, one that's produced goods, one that's bought from vendor, and one that's farmed. So there you go. Yeah. Why buy 50 salt when you could buy 5,000? Yeah, we do tend to kind of overbuy. That's true. We go a little overboard. So sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, do you have any whatever it is?" And he's like, "Yeah, what do you want, 1,000?" I'm like, "No, I just need 10." All right, we might not have enough to get through this one. We'll see. We shall see. Because as you go further and further, you need more and more experience, you know? So it's like, okay, I need more boards than we have. This will be great, though, because then as this character's, like, wandering around places, she can start picking up this stuff. And then we'll have it if I have another character who's doing, like, forestry and needs the raw stuff. So that'll be handy. Because yeah, like to get the first round, it's like 50 experience and then 100, and the next one's like 60 and 120 or something like that. So it's just like it scales up. It seems like it scales up as you go higher and higher. So you end up needing more and more materials. But yeah, that is something. Speaking of the cook and the farming stuff, is that's something that I am a little behind on. You know, here on Mary. So once we get our characters transferred over off of Treebeard, then I'm just going to focus on those 2 servers. And what I can do then is do some tidying up where, like with these carry-alls, where I've got, you know, stuff in here and stuff in here and stuff in here, and just go through and get it all more sorted. Oh yeah, Snofuto says that bag organization makes sense. You should see Before's bag organization. It is something. So it's like you go into shared storage. Each tab is like a different profession. And so it's like tailor, and so then the tailor ones are here, and then like scholar, and the scholar ones are there. Like for me, I've got other stuff going on, so I enjoy having all my crafting carry-alls together and the bits and bobs that might go in them or have something to do with them, like these scroll cases that I have for higher level stuff. And then I have the crits and the medals on their own. Farming and cooking has a tab. So like farming and cooking is here, critical stuff and ores are here, and everything else is there. So it just makes it easier for me to like not have to think about it. Yeah, bank and bag organization could be a whole show, so it says Snafuto. It absolutely could. There's been times when I have been interested in doing like a duo stream where we've got me and B4 streaming together, and yeah, we could do like a whole thing on carry-alls and organization and stuff. So, although yes, as B4 points out, the organization with the tabs in shared storage was a lot more important before we could label carry-alls. So in order for us to stream together at the same time, so first of all, we normally when we're streaming, we're in the same room. Like I stream from right here and he streams from like right there. So us being on at the same time, we would have to like probably be in separate rooms in the house. Otherwise we'd get all this like weird echo coming through the sound. I don't know. It would be an interesting idea. It's something I've you know rolled around in my head, but I haven't done anything with it. But I think it would be fun to do streams together. Yeah, especially since we're running around together a lot of the times on stream. So it would be, man, I'll just put both of our faces here and you know have a go. So yeah, that would be the biggest. Challenge would be the technology of having it would be the sound tech. That and yeah, how to bring him into the stream. I know there's ways to do it because like you've got Cord and Sev and those guys who are on at the same time. So it should be an easy enough solution. It should be solvable problem. All right, we're making progress. Do not look at my general output. It's just saying, you made a leather, you made a leather, you made a leather. Like, oh yeah, that's what's going on here. But yeah, Snowfood, I think that would be fun. Layla Sims asks, does Lotro still have crafting guilds? Yes. Yes, there are definitely still crafting guilds. In fact, so I'm here in Mickle Delving. Here, I'll just wander away. And the crafting guild is still, sorry, the Cook's Guild is still right here. So you go in, and they haven't changed the way they do this yet. So you've got, let's see. Yeah, so you've got
How can I be of
improved recipes. So if you're a cook in the Cook's Guild, there's the different levels. So like if you're tier 3, so pretty early on, these are the improved recipes you can get. So like if you want to make hearty stock, you don't have to do 1 at a time. You can do 5 at a time. Same for like marinated beef, or like if you want to make superior beef stew, you can do 25 at a time. Instead of doing them 1 by 1. Legendary recipes. Which one's this? Oh, it's just higher level stuff, I think, at this point. There used to be, you used to have the ability to do some legendary item crafting, and so that might be part of it. Let's see, the Cook's Guild leader. What do you want to talk to me about? This is a different thing I don't want to engage with. But you first talk to him, and then I think it's, oh yeah, repast. That's what it is. So your basic thing that you make to then earn reputation with the faction, which lets you then level up and get better things that you can make. Like, if like I know from the scholars, you can get dye recipes that lets you make 5 times, a dye instead of doing it 1 at a time, or yeah, things like that. With the Cook's Guild, I think you get. Is it the guild stuff that lets you? I think that's the one where it gives you the critical version of an item as just a regular recipe that you can use, but it has like a cooldown. So, so yes. Oh, and yeah, your question is how many crafting guilds can you have on one character? You can now do all of them. You used to be restricted to just 1, but as before says, you can be a crafting guild member for each of your productive crafts. So, let's see, does the lady out here have all the different crafts? She'll have the ones I don't have, basically, I think. Well, actually here. Oh, no, he doesn't want to talk to me. I don't have a new thing. So, between this and this, we can figure them all out. So, there's professions where you just gather, and then there's professions where you make things. And the professions where you make things, those have crafting guilds. The professions where you pick stuff up or gather, no guild. Because there's nothing better. It's like, you're better at picking things up. It's just, they don't do it. I mean, yeah, I'd be totally fine with that. It's like, oh, not only you didn't, you picked up 2. No, you picked up 4. Like, yeah, I'd be cool with that. But no, that's not how it works. So yeah, so farmer, no guild. Prospector, because that's just picking up the ore, no guild. Forester is just picking up wood. There's no guild, wood and hides. So there's no guild for those, but there is a guild for jeweler, because you're taking the jewelry and making jewelry. Metalsmith, scholar, weaponsmith, woodworker. Yeah, I think it has one. Cook definitely, and tailor, yes. So, yeah, as before points out, scholar is both a gathering and producing profession, so it's kind of a little unusual. So it does have a guild. Um, yeah, I have usually, yeah, this she's not in the Scholars Guild. I usually have somebody who's not my main in the Scholars Guild because early on there's like all these dies that I want. But as before, I realized that the dies kind of trickle off around, like where was it, honey? It was, I don't know, somewhere around like Westfold, Eastamnet. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, around tier 8, maybe 9. There's no more dies that the scholar can make. So that's kind of sad. So having a scholar get past that for me is, I don't know, not really worth it. The other thing though that I really like to do if I can with characters is to make like you can make items for your house. Like the woodworker can make like tables and stuff. The tailor can make rugs, which I think is really cool. Right? Isn't it rugs? I think it is. I think that's in the tailors. Yeah, decorations. Yeah, the dragonfly rug. So that's really cool. So I do like how different crafting can make different things for your house. And I think there are some really higher level things that I haven't gotten into. So like maybe Doomfold or somewhere in there where there's some cool things that people have made for me that I didn't know existed. So that's one of those, oh, I should be paying attention here. Where I want to maybe work on getting characters that are high enough level to make those things because I think that'd be really cool. I think there's some like candelabras you can make and stuff like that. So let's see. Did I catch all the questions there? Yeah, that's true. As Snafuto points out, you can currently have 4 professions. So I guess that's the most number of guilds you could join with a character would be 4, because you can't have more than that. Yeah, it is a big difference. They changed how many crafting guilds you could do a couple of years ago, I think. Not that long ago, but long ago enough that it's not in the last year or 2. I think it's further than that. And then the 4th profession, you have to buy it for, it wasn't cheap. It's like, was it for Mithril coins or for, I think it was Lotro points. But it was on sale recently, so that's why I was like, yeah, I'll grab that. Yeah, I think it was like 1,000 Lotro points or something. I don't know. I was like, it ain't worth that to me. But then it was on sale for like a third off, and I was like, all right, it's worth it. Because the longevity of having, because it's on my main. I was like, yeah, okay, having it on my main, that's worth it. Okay, so before it says, looks like Westamnet, so tier 9, is the last level with dies currently for Scholar. Okay, all right. Cool, cool, cool. Oh yeah, hey, what's today's freebie? Or this week's freebie? Let's see, is it... There we go. Free rejuvenation potion ×5 with the coupon code REFRESHING. Get it? Because you're refreshing your health. Haha. So, all right. Well, I think that's actually going to pretty much be what we're going to cover today. I really wanted to get out with my hunter and just kind of spend a little bit of time doing some solo stuff, so that way we could see, you know, what that experience is like. And then after the new update comes out, excuse me, I got something in my eye. After the new update comes out, then we'll do the same thing again after I've kind of like, you know, got myself organized again, and see what that looks like. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully it'll be a nice way to compare, you know, the old and the new. And again, we don't know when it's at yet. I didn't see a date posted yet, and I don't think anybody in the chat has seen a date posted yet. So, so we got a little bit of time. So, yeah, it's probably not this week. We'll find out. We'll find out soon. What else? Oh, and if you know what, and if they do Bull Roarer, okay, so Bull Roarer is another server, but it's a testing server. So when you launch Lotro, you know how you click on the little ring on your desktop probably or on your computer to launch Lotro, and then you pick your server. So Bull Roarer is the same idea, except you have to have a separate launcher. But the launcher, if you don't have it already, yeah, is go to, I believe it's the first link. Yeah, go to the first of those links, and it'll just take you to where you need to download the Bull Roarer launcher. It looks identical, so you might want to label it or something on your computer, or make sure it's labeled when you put it on there. Because there's times when I go to launch the one and I launch the other, and I was like, "Oops, I didn't mean to do that." Anyway, and then if you follow the instructions in the forums there, it'll tell you about because you can you can copy a character. This is the only situation where you're copying a character from one of your servers to the test server. So your original character is untouched and they stay where they are. The only problem is because Lotro has this issue with item ID numbers conflicting between the programming that's on the US servers and the programming that's on the EU servers. So Bull Roarer can experience that if you have an item and then something happens to it and you've done something. So what they recommend is clear out your bags, clear out your inventory, empty your pockets before you copy that character over. So just a heads up there that you might have a little bit of prep before if you're going to copy somebody over. But you can always just start with a brand new character over there too, because they have a place in the landscape, because the test server looks identical to a regular server with a few little exceptions. And here I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's go to Thorin's. I think there's 2 locations for this, but I only know of the one off the top of my head, and it's called the Eyes and Guard. So the Eyes and Guard, because that sounds like Isengard, which is kind of funny. There's a lot of little jokes like that on the server, on Bull Roarer. If you go down here, we'll come at it from the other side. All right, so we come through here. And so you've got these guys over here. You've got your stable master and stuff. There's a door maybe right there. Pretty sure it's this building right here. There's a door, and that takes you into the Isengard. And inside it looks... Oh, Archette. Oh, okay. Archette's the other one that has an entrance into the Isengard. And inside it looks very much like the Forsaken Inn. So you're inside. It looks a lot like the Forsaken Inn, and with the roof kind of falling apart and the fireplace over here and all that stuff. But there are a ton of NPCs inside. And they let you do things like level up your character, just here, have this token, and you consume it, and now you're level 50. Oh, now you're level 100. Oh, now you're level 150. That kind of thing. You can grab a ton of in-game coins or Lotra points or Mithra coins or all sorts of stuff. Yeah, Colwich, Eyes and Guard. I didn't get that until you heard you say it. That's what I mean. There's all these little bitty jokes on Bull Roar, and so that itself amuses me. So there's a whole set of people where you can talk to go to the housing areas. But yeah, so inside the Isengard, there's all these people that will let you get armor sets or, all these different things that you would do if you're, as your character had leveled up regularly. Well, now they just like zoom, 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 and you're done. You're there. And that allows you to then go out into the server and go test whatever it is that they're testing. So, one of the things they were testing on the Bulwargar server the other day, last week I think, was the new kinship stuff. And so they were asking people to go onto the test server, make a kinship, which you can't do because your character, your kinships are like, kinships don't transfer in. So you're like, well, how do I do that? Well, you just message like in world chat, and there's GMs that are available. And you're like, hey, can I make a kinship? They'll make a kinship. They'll make it. They do the little coding in the background. Now you have a kinship on the test server, and then you could go and do all this kinship testing that they wanted to do. So yeah, so whatever they're working on, they'll have people around during the time that it's open, like during the day, and that you can then help test things and let them know. You can just let them know right there. You don't have to do like a bug report. You can be just like in world chat, hey, this is the problem I ran into. And they're like, cool, thank you. And they'll, log it and whatnot. So, yeah, so I have been on Bulwark a handful of times and have always found it an interesting and enjoyable experience. So if it opens up again this week, I would not be surprised to see it open up this week for more testing, or next week. So keep an eye on that, because there might be some more testing going on. That might be kind of fun to go and check it out. So, but yeah, at some point down the line, I think one of the things I'm going to do with this character is there's a lot of like holes that she has in her questing and deeding. So, for example, Breeland. Well, here, let's even just look at the Shire. I haven't finished the pies in the Shire, but that will probably finish off the Shire. Over in Bree, like I've got Flowers of the Old Forest and a bunch of Wildwood stuff, and even just explore. Yeah, I haven't explored the Old Forest even completely with this character. A bunch of stuff in Eredluin. So I might at some point start working on her completionist stuff on stream as well. The other thing I was thinking of is there's probably some travel skills I haven't gotten with her. For example, I'm not sure if I made it out to... Where was it? Yeah, to the Angle of Mythithel. I'm not sure if I actually went out there with her and select all. That's weird. I would have thought there'd be more. There's a travel skill to one of these. I forget where it is, but there's a travel skill to get out there. And so I was thinking that might be nice to pick that up. Yeah, stuff like that. So in the future, I will probably do some of that stuff with her. Oh, you know what? I forgot. When's the next festival, which would be the Farmers Fair, isn't it? So let's see. Electro schedule. Public event schedule. Let's take a quick look. April, May, June, July. This is July. What is today? Today is the 22nd. Oh, Buried Treasure just finished. Hobnanigans, end of the month. Hardtack's coming up. Farmers Fair is starting middle of August, so August 14th. So we've got a few weeks between now and the Farmers Fair. So yeah, so we'll see. If the Isengard is open next Tuesday, normally it's open on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday when they do it, when they do the testing, but occasionally it's open on Tuesdays, and I think it was open last Tuesday, but I think my launcher is out of date, and so I think I need to just reinstall it, and I didn't deal with that yet, so I will sort that out soon, probably. But yeah, we could go over and play around on the Bull Roar server if that's open on a Tuesday as well. All right. If there's any other last minute questions, throw that in the chat. But I think otherwise, we're going to start wrapping it up. And yes, a reminder that, oh, before it says the Bull Roar launcher is self-updating like the regular launcher. Well, I tried to launch it and it didn't work. So maybe you and I can chat after stream about that. But yes, speaking of before, a reminder that he is not streaming this most of the summer. He'll be back at the end of August. He is traveling and only has a laptop with him, which does not make it terribly easy for streaming if you're doing coding and, you know, all those screens that he flies in and out. So yeah, so it is unlikely you'll get a B4 stream this summer, unless like he and I are doing something together and we do like half on my stream and half on his stream or something like that. But yeah, so don't expect to see him this summer, but he'll be back at the end of August. So you have like a month reprieve from plugging along, and then you can start getting your plugin coding fix in a little while. Yes, you could Discord into my thing. That's right. See, exactly. We could figure it out. All right. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. I should be here next week, no problem. So take care of yourself, take care of each other, and remember to stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.